When you come out of the storm, you won't be the same person who walked in. Courage is the most important of all the virtues because without courage, you can't practice any other virtue consistently. Most people will deceive you if you give them at least half a chance. Every next level of your life will demand a different you. Take the first step in faith. You don't have to see the whole staircase. Just take the first step. Don't let anyone ever make you feel like you don't deserve what you want. You don't drown by falling in the water. You drown by staying there. Life is inherently risky. There is only one big risk you should avoid at all costs, and that is the risk of doing nothing. The chief danger in life is that you may take too many precautions. The most important thing in life is learning how to fall. Bad days build better days. A tough lesson in life that one has to learn is that not everybody wishes you well. Let the improvement of yourself keep you so busy that you have no time to criticize others. People tend to complicate their own lives as if living weren't already complicated enough. If there's a single lesson that life teaches us, it's that wishing doesn't make it so. Sometimes you're not going to fit in no matter how hard you try, and it's better to just be alone. Every journey has its final day. Don't rush. Don't take people for granted. You never know when they could be gone. You never know how much they mean to you until they're gone. Never back down from a real challenge. They give the best lessons in life. When one door closes, another opens. But we often look so long and so regretfully upon the closed door that we do not see the one which has opened for us. Always trust what your gut tells you, even when everybody else tries to convince you otherwise. You are the only person that can simultaneously be your best friend and your worst enemy, and you can choose which one is more prevalent. You cannot control the behavior of others, but you can always choose how you respond to it. People only get better with experience if they are willing to learn and understand the lessons that are given to them through the bad times in their lives. Tough times teach us that our resilience is stronger than we ever imagined. You have to speak up for yourself. No one else will. Don't cry because it's over. Smile because it happened. Sometimes you have to lose all you have to find out who you truly are. There is neither happiness nor unhappiness in this world. There is merely the comparison of one state to the other. Only a man who has felt ultimate despair is capable of feeling ultimate bliss. Hard times are sometimes blessings in disguise. We do have to suffer, but in the end, it makes us strong, better, and wise. Rehearsing situations in your head is a waste of time. The situation will always be different than anything your imagination will come up with. A little foolishness, enough to enjoy life, and a little wisdom to avoid the errors. That will do. Hard times don't create heroes. It is during the hard times when the hero within us is revealed. People will walk in and out of your life, and those you least expect will become past remembrances of a temporary time you once thought was permanent. One of my biggest lessons in life is we heal at the speed of our forgiveness. Happiness is not the absence of problems. It's the ability to deal with them. The great courageous act that we must all do is to have the courage to step out of our history and past so that we can live our dreams. Nothing in your life will change unless you change. You won't always be able to help someone change for the better if you keep trying. There will come a day when you decide you can't do it anymore, and they clearly don't want to change. Your life is the result of the choices you make. There is no plan, just the consequences of choices. Be cautious with good deeds. Kindness has limits, and some may exploit your generosity. You think you know someone, but mostly you just know what you want to know. It took a long time, but I have learned that you just can't take anything you want out of life without putting something back in exchange. You can either become the victim of your struggles or emerge from them as the hero of your life. The most precious thing in the world is time with those you love. Instead of worrying about what you cannot control, shift your energy to what you can create. Maturity is when you stop complaining and making excuses and start making changes. We tend to forget that happiness doesn't come as a result of getting something we don't have, but rather of recognizing and appreciating what we do have. Your future is your past, which you understand. You have to help yourself. No one else can help you. You have to do it yourself. Once you realize this, you will feel more in control of your life. You can't understand everything immediately. Sometimes you need to wait. Some goodbyes set you free. The only person you are destined to become is the person you decide to be. It's never too late to reinvent yourself. Actions rooted in persistence sometimes bear bitter fruit. Sometimes you have to let parts of yourself go, or you'll never be happy. Obstacles don't have to stop you. If you run into a wall, don't turn around and give up. Figure out how to climb it, go through it, or work around it. If you have a strong purpose in life, you don't have to be pushed. Your passion will drive you there. Life changes for the better when we realize that we don't have to know everything, and we don't have to pretend that we do. Be the reason someone smiles. Be the reason someone feels loved and believes in the goodness in people. Your value is not determined by someone else's inability to see your worth. Today is the oldest you've ever been in your life, and the youngest you'll ever be again. Don't set yourself on fire to keep others warm. If you wouldn't take advice from them, why would you take criticism? If it can be fixed, why are you complaining? If it can't be fixed, why are you complaining? If you're trying to break a habit, don't say, "This is the last time I'm doing it," to yourself. Instead, say, "This is the first time I'm not doing it." There is a healthy amount of distrust to have in everyone. Nobody's intentions are truly clear, even after being stated. You aren't crazy. You're intelligent. Don't be afraid of a shadow. It just means there's a light nearby. When you try to please everybody, you almost always please nobody. A ship in the harbor is safe, but that is not what ships are built for. The trouble is, you think you have time. You can't always get what you want, but if you try sometimes, you get what you need. The first step towards getting somewhere is to decide that you are not going to stay where you are. People don't think about you as much as you imagine they do. Dead people receive more flowers than the living ones because regret is stronger than gratitude. You cannot convince people to love you. No one will ever give you love because you want him or her to give it. Real love moves freely in both directions. Don't waste your time on anything else. The hardest thing to learn in life is which bridge to cross and which bridge to burn. All you have to do is pay attention. Lessons always arrive when you are ready. Facing your emotions gives you more strength and happiness in the long run than shutting them down or ignoring them. Life can only be understood backward, but it must be lived forwards. You don't notice your progress in life because you are always raising the bar. Let go or be dragged. If you believe very strongly in something, stand up and fight for it. The trouble is, if you don't spend your life yourself, other people spend it for you. Be grateful for what you already have while you pursue your goals. You'll ruin your life trying to make everyone happy. People will forget what you said. People will forget what you did. But people will never forget how you made them feel. If you have more than 3 priorities, you have none. You aren't always responsible for the first thought you have, but you are responsible for the second one. Never be so kind you forgot to be clever, and never be so clever you forgot to be kind. Knowledge is knowing that a tomato is a fruit. Wisdom is not putting it in a fruit salad. People don't get what they deserve. Your mind gives up a lot faster than your body. A calm sea will not make you a skilled sailor. If you find yourself repeatedly questioning whether or not something is right for you, the answer is usually no. At some point, you will realize no one else has a say in your life unless you let them. Just because a thought got your attention doesn't mean it deserves your attention. Waiting for change while not doing anything for it is like waiting for the train at a bus stop.